Hi, you are listening to Ramblings with Ravensfire. I am KL Ravensfire. As always, I am joined by my lovely co-host,
Roxy.
So we took about a week off or so to discuss our podcast and where we wanted it to go. And we decided to rebrand it and actually have a topic from now on. We're going to be rebranding as a paranormal podcast because we like the paranormal. Actually, we love the paranormal. That's what we're going to be doing from now on.
Besides, we're in the Southwest now, and there are ghost stories and ghost towns and all sorts of strange things.
But most of these are going to be personal. Yeah. And we have years and years and years, especially combined.
Yeah.
So we're going to...
Yeah. No, I agree. I think a lot of people could probably tell us at least one strange incident in their life. There's a few that I know are big into the paranormal, and they're actually kind of famous, but I won't name names. But they've been on TV. I saw them. But
twice.
Yeah. For me, I know personally, it seems like strange things have followed me wherever I go, even back when I was a little kid. Very strange things that happen that I grew up thinking they were perfectly normal. And they just seem to follow us. And they seem to have followed us from my childhood, from California, across to the East Coast over time, all over, with the Navy in different countries, strange things. Even out here, now that we're here, we have strange things going on. So we should have some pretty fascinating stories to relay.
Mm-hmm. Now, we can talk about either yours or we could talk about the one that's really weird, which is, I guess I'll talk about my twin.
Yeah, that one's a weird one.
Okay, so this is a weird one, and this goes into the whole, is time linear or is time on a loop? Mm-hmm. And you just don't know sometimes where you fall in time.
Yeah.
So in utero, I was a twin. By the time I came out of utero, there was no twin. Mm-hmm. Okay, so no big deal. It happens to a lot of people. It's not a big deal. I'm not like, oh my God. That's just not me. It's just a fact of life. But when I was little, I grew up in Norfolk, Virginia. If you know anything about Norfolk, Virginia, big war area, lots of old cemeteries. I mean, it's old. It's an old town.
Like Civil War old.
Yeah. Even older than that, really. Yeah. When my mom was a single parent, and when Mom and I would take and pass this cemetery, it wasn't very far from our house, we would pass this cemetery, and she said I was always obsessed with this one particular cemetery, and I would say my twin is buried there. I always insisted this. Now, I've always believed that I have a twin out there, just not alive. I know that, I didn't come out and Mom chose me and got rid of the other one. No, that wouldn't happen. And if she did, wow, did she make a boo-boo? But no, I don't think that's what happened. But I always used to tell her when I was little that my twin was buried there. The weird thing about that is nobody recent had been buried there. This was an old cemetery. They weren't doing new burials. They weren't accepting new people. It
was full back in the day.
Yeah, it was full. Yeah. And it was a historical cemetery.
Yeah.
And I still insisted I had a twin, and that is where it was buried.
Yep.
Now we come to when Roxy met my mom.
Yes.
And the weird thing is
So this is the weird thing. So this is how it went down. So Roxy and Kale met. It was kismet, and we moved in together. No one could get married back then. But then Mom got really sick, and she ended up having to move in with us. And I swear to bejesus that woman had a conversation one day with me when Kale was not around going, it's a big secret. I don't want her to know, but she's a twin. And I said, really? She goes, yes, but I don't want you to tell her that she's a twin. And I said, okay, why? And it was very weird. And I swear this was a real conversation that I had with this woman. That she told me that Kale was a twin, but she didn't want to tell Kale that she had a twin out there. And then she swore me to like secrecy for years, to the point where many times when Kale would mention that she thought she had a twin and she had these weird stories, that I didn't say anything because I was sworn to secrecy to not tell her. Well, eventually I did tell her, and she's like, no, that's not right. And then I asked Mama, I says, did you tell me? And, no, I don't know where you got that from. She's not a twin.
Okay.
And I'm like, what? No.
So we don't know why Roxy remembers. I mean, to a point, she really remembers this, and she's told me before. Now here's the thing. Mom could never swear Roxy to secrecy. We all know Roxy can't keep a secret. There is no such thing as a secret Christmas present.
No, I can't. I don't. No, she gets 10 days of Christmas
because she can't.
Because I can't keep a secret.
So this is not a woman that would
I also
ever...
can't hide anything from you because I put it up high because I'm short, and you find it because I think, oh, I'll put it up high, no one will find it. Nope, the tall person finds it. So yeah,
but you can't hide it in a cowboy hat that I'm going to grab and wear.
And then the one time I hid it low, it was under a chair, inside the chair, and the cats found it and they opened it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one. I think I remember you laughing about it.
Yeah, I had to rewrap it.
So...
Thanks, Morris.
So we're always trying to figure out where this conversation came from. Now, did she have this conversation with my mom in a past life? Possible. Did she have this
version?
Yeah, did she have this conversation with my mom in an alternate reality? Because here's the thing. My mom and Roxy get along just fine. It's perfectly fine. Completely, great relationship and stuff. But they've never spent like that much time alone together where mom would have time to confide in her. Plus, she knows Roxy can't keep a secret from me. So just from there, saying don't tell her, that would pretty much guarantee Roxy would tell me. So this conversation never happened. In our reality, this conversation never happened. But I was convinced I had a twin.
Yes. But your birth certificate doesn't say
no, it doesn't.
A twin. And usually, if I remember right, and someone can correct me, I always was under the understanding that if there was twins, that the birth certificate would refer that was one of two. Also, generally, twins will run in a family. Yeah.
And so far from what I've been able to find, obviously, I know that on my mom's side, there's no twins.
Well, if you had a twin,
on my dad's side, there isn't.
Yeah.
So,
if you're a twin, I'm going to tell you that you're the evil twin and you ate your brother in the womb. Nom, 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 nom.
And that might disturb some people, but it doesn't bother me. Survival of the fittest, man. Survival of the fittest.
That's why you're 5'6".
But... So we have these interesting conversations, and this is just a peek at what's going to be coming up in our new podcast.
Oh, yeah.
The next time Roxy gets to tell her ghost story from childhood.
Yes.
Mine's not a ghost story. Mine is, I swear, I had a twin, and my twin was buried in a cemetery that people haven't been buried in for like about 100 to 200 years.
So what is she remembering?
So what am I remembering? So
past life. Yeah. What is it? Hadron Collider, like reset
split,
everything.
Yeah.
It's a Mandela effect.
Well, I mean, they do talk. Yeah, exactly. Is it a Mandela effect?
Yeah.
But they do talk about too is that we have worlds and alternate realities that parallel our own, like pretty much really close. Except there'll be a few minute differences here and there, and we will be getting into those stories later. Yeah. But for now, I'm going to say. Thank you for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful week. And I just said week because that's what I'm used to saying. But since we're doing these as short ones, we are going to try to do them at least twice a week now.
Yeah.
So y'all have a good day and we will talk to you later. And if you have any paranormal stories you'd like to share with us and have us read on the podcast for you, we'll be more than happy to do that. This is KL and Roxy saying bye, y'all.
Bye.